Chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. Just as a pearl is hidden within a shell, or as the king travels surrounded by an entourage, the essence of the Bhagavad Gita is hidden in the middle of the conversation. In the 9th chapter, Krishna outlines the king of all knowledge and the most secret of all secrets. He explains the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, the perfection of spiritual practice, and the ultimate goal of life. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. The acronym for this chapter is KING. K for knowledge, I for inconceivable relationship, N for non-worship, and G for glories of bhakti. Verses 1 to 3 cover the theme of K, knowledge. Krishna explains that the knowledge he is about to impart is the most confidential, since it illuminates the true position and nature of the soul in relationship to God. There is a notion that belief in God is intellectually immature or philosophically naive. However, logical and rational analysis of the complexity, design, and intricate engineering of this creation makes plain that there must be some conscious intelligence behind it. To categorically deny this suggests a stubborn, irrational, and illogical predisposition towards atheism. Thus, Krishna explains that the knowledge he is about to impart is state-specific. One must be non-envious and faithful to understand it. Faith is not opposed to knowledge, but is actually a prerequisite for receiving it. Verses 4 to 10 considers the theme of inconceivable relationships. An idea is conceived within the mind, a child is conceived within the womb. In other words, a concept is contained within something. However, since the qualities and characteristics of the Lord are unlimited, they cannot be contained within any boundaries. And thus, God's activities and relationships are deemed inconceivable. In this section, Krishna begins to impart knowledge of this inconceivable relationship with the universe and all living entities. While this knowledge gives an indication of the character, greatness, and capacity of God and exposes our inability to comprehend subject matters through mundane logic and reason. Verses 11 to 25 take us through the theme of non-worship, N. Even after Krishna explains the opulences and qualities of his personal form, there are many who misunderstand the Supreme. Because Krishna appears in the human-like form, some deem him an ordinary human being and believe a personal form of God to be an elementary and infantile concept. Others believe that God manifests innumerable forms represented by various demigods, each of whom are worthy of worship. Others cannot perceive of anything beyond the universe and therefore consider the cosmos to be the supreme object of worship. All such persons sidestep the worship of the Supreme Personality, whom one can see face to face and have a relationship with. While some claim that all paths lead to the same destination, Krishna highlights that he awards different results to a person's worship based on their motivation and understanding. Verses 26 to 34 take us through Glories of Bhakti, G. In this way, Krishna establishes the personal form of God to be the highest and the most complete manifestation of the Supreme. The greater something is, the higher the qualification to achieve it To get into a good university, you need higher grades. To buy a bigger house, you need greater funds. Similarly, to approach God in the most intimate and personal way, one requires the greatest qualification: complete purity of consciousness, free of any tinge of selfish motivation. Krishna explains that such purity is characterized by constant spiritual absorption with mind, body and word, where one's entire life becomes a spiritual offering, saturated with love and devotion. This is Krishna consciousness, and this is the essential teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, to always remember Krishna and never forget Him. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanam. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, you will ultimately come to me.